Hey, 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 what's up, party people? We're back at it again. Like that song, Back in the Saddle Again. No, Cecily doesn't know that
I
song.
thought you were going to say, like the song Back at It Again. I was like, that's not a song. That's not a real song.
In the saddle
No, that is a
again.
song. We're back in the saddle again. It's your girls, Brandi and Cesley. We are here to drop some knowledge on you, okay? We're going to talk about 10 ways to crush your goals this year.
Yes, and how to be more organized and become more successful with achieving those goals. So we're actually going to just jump right on into it, like back in the saddle again. Okay, so first off, do you know what your goals are? How can you achieve your goals if you don't know what they are? If you didn't listen to our last episode, go back. Make sure you create create those goals, because you're not going to achieve anything if it's just a dream, right?
Yeah.
All right. So have you written those goals down? So not only have you said, I have a goal to, pay off X amount of debt or own a home or start a business or whatever it might be. Like, just saying the goal is one thing, but have you wrote your goals down, right?
Yeah.
Are they on a board? Are they on your fridge? Are they in the mirror? Like, how are you seeing them every single day? That is so important. I have my goals on a board. I also have a vision board. Which really is helpful for me. Like right now I can see my vision board behind me, which, by the way, I haven't updated too many things. I update like one thing a year. And what I'm looking at right now is a house, a ring, 2 boys, and 2 dogs. Well, I got married. Okay.
See?
But we bought a home.
Visualizing your goals works.
It worked. I have 2 boys. Now I just need another dog, because I have one dog. Her name's Whiskey. She's under my desk right now. So yeah, Cecily,
You hear that, single ladies? If you're a single lady with no house and no dog and no ring, put it on a board.
Put it on a board.
Put it on a board. Yeah. I fully believe in that. I'm all about some smart goals, and not just visualizing your goals, but sometimes it helps you even figure out what your goals are. Like if you were to stop and think right now and someone were to say, what do you want? If I could make anything happen for you that you want tomorrow, if money were no object, what would you be doing with the rest of your life? Good. I guarantee you 9 out of 10 people cannot answer that question. So if you haven't even stopped to think about and visualize what it is that you want for your life, how in the heck are you going to make it happen?
So
it's impossible. Yeah. Oh, cool. It's my turn. Let's talk about it. Okay. Listen, I got really hyped up on my visualize your goals because
I'm here for it. I like to hype up.
So often I was that way for so long. I did not even know what I wanted. Someone could say, if money were no object, what would you be doing tomorrow? And if it's not what you're doing right now, you better be working on a plan to get yourself out of it. Do not just work a job forever and ever just to collect a paycheck, because that's your life you're living away. Like you are literally living your one life right now. Right now, you're living your one life that you get. And so if you're sitting there and you have no idea what you want, visualize it, write it down. And then, like we talked about in our last episode, figure out the smart goals to get there. And that leads into planning to achieve. So your daily habits are probably the single most important thing that you will create for yourself in your life, because you can have all the goals and dreams and hopes in the world, but what are you doing every day to achieve them? So if you are I'm someone that wakes up at about 4:30 every morning. Now I run an early morning workout for a group here in my community, but even when I don't do that, when I'm on vacation, my alarm clock is still set for about 6 a.m., if not earlier, because for me, I know the day starts early, and that might not be you. Like you might not be an early morning type of person, but if you're saying, I want to spend my entire day with my family, I need to spend my entire day at work, but I also know that I want to lose weight, or I also know that I'm trying to look a certain way or gain some muscle, or I want to feel better about myself, and I know I do that by exercising, and you don't set your alarm, then your daily habits don't match your words. Your action has to match your words. So you have to make sure that you are making a plan to achieve your goals. If I'm saying I want to feel better by eating healthier, but I don't get myself to the grocery store to buy the things I need to buy, then I'm setting myself up for failure. So at the end of the day, you have to make sure that your daily habits are matching what it is that you want. So once you set your goals and visualize them, Sit down and look at your entire day from start to finish. If you've got pockets in your day where you are wasting, which we all do, if you're sitting there for 30 minutes scrolling on Instagram, turn it off. I have a really great app. It's called the Refocus app, and it shuts my Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and everything else off until 8 a.m. And I can't, and
Awesome.
by muscle memory, I'll go to try and turn it on, but I cannot post, I cannot scroll, I cannot do anything else before 8 a.m. because I know that I will mindlessly take it out. So as a habit, I make sure that I keep that app on. It blocks it until then. The rest of the day, I'm free to go about and do what I need to. But that means first thing in the morning, I'm getting my workout in because I know it makes me a happier human. Like I need that for myself. I'm getting a decent breakfast in. I'm spending intentional time with my kids, and I'm getting my to-do list knocked out first thing in the morning before I do anything else. So set up your daily habits to where they work for you and not against you. Does that
I
make sense?
love
I
that.
feel like it does.
What is the name of
Yeah.
that app? Say it again. It was
It's called
Refocus?
the Refocus app. Yeah, it's legit because
Refocus.
what I do is I'll get up to work early and like I'll work out and then I'm home and everyone's still sleeping and I think I'm going to get all this work done and then I, go down a rabbit hole.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know. There's
Like
something
about
else
like
that
the
you said,
Emmys or like the
Cecily.
award shows or something. I start scrolling on Instagram.
Oh my gosh.
So,
I am like Instagram, TikTok when I'm nursing in the middle of the night and just jumping
yeah.
on those things all the time. So there was something else that you said, your actions need to match your words, really. And
Mhm.
so, fun fact, my very first tattoo is a Buddhist symbol that means actions speak louder than words. You got to
Ooh.
show up, right?
I didn't
Actions speak.
even know that.
Fun
Look at that.
So that just was like my love language. You just spoke to me,
Yeah.
right? Actions speak louder than the words. You
Mhm.
have to walk the walk, my friends. All right. And creating those daily habits, you got to stick to them. So I'm going to give you a tool that works for me. And again, you can take and leave these things. So these are 10 ways to help you crush your goals. But if some of these might feel like it doesn't work for you, it's overwhelming.
Mhm.
This has helped me be less overwhelmed. So I personally put every single thing on my calendar. Okay.
Mhm.
When my work hours are, when my meetings are, family events, bridal showers, right? Things that we're doing with friends. Am I going to grab wine, yoga, those kind of things? My
Mhm.
workouts are on my calendar because they are so crucial and they are so important to me that I'm not going to miss it. It's like a doctor's appointment, right? I've never
Yeah.
missed a doctor's appointment for one of my kiddos, right? I'm not going to miss that workout. Self care, whatever that looks like for you. So, does it look like, going and getting a massage and turning your phone off? Is it going to the beach, your favorite place, and journaling, right? Is it devotionals in the morning? Like, what does that look like? Add all of those things to your calendar. And brainstorming, right? Passion projects. What fuels your body? Cecily said it
Yeah.
before, is we only get this one life. Let's make sure we live it to the fullest, right?
Yeah. And you got to think about why you're wasting your time too. Like when you're talking about your life, just to reiterate it over and over again, you only get one. Like this is it. So when you're sitting there thinking like, well, maybe I'll put it on the calendar. Maybe I'll do that. You've got to do it. Your actions have got to match the things you want in your life. Otherwise, you're going to be a year from now in the same spot you're in, wondering why you haven't moved the needle on your goals. And I love what Brandi says about putting everything in your calendar. This is something I was taught by a mentor of mine years ago. And she looked at me and my young children and my trying to make my business work. And she said, let me see your calendar. And she made me hand her my phone and my Google Calendar. And she goes, I don't see anything on your calendar. And I was like, well, I know what I have going on. And she goes, how are you going to make sure that everyone else knows what you have going on too, so that they act accordingly? You have to behave like the person that you want to be. So if
That's
you want people to take you seriously in your goals, but you don't have your workouts in your calendar, they must not be that serious, right? They're not booked. I have alone time. I have my prayer time. So I spend about an hour of quiet time with the Lord every morning. That for me is my gratitude, my journaling time. That is essential for me. And it's in my calendar. So someone knows, like, if anyone wants time with me, I tell them, check my calendar. It doesn't matter if it's a mom friend or it's my husband. My husband, I tell him, check my calendar. Look at my calendar and you can see everything I have on there, because you want people to treat you as valuable as your time is. And if you're not seeing that your time is valuable, why would they? Like, if you're not treating your time as valuable to yourself enough to put it in the calendar, Wednesday evenings, I have completely blocked off for family time because it's the time when my husband gets off work early, my kids are all home and they don't have activities. So Wednesday nights, I mean, I've got a big old red block in my calendar. Everybody knows I'm unreachable, and that is how it should be. So it's so, so important. And now I get to talk about my favorite topic, and that is the haters. Brandy even said when we were talking about this, she goes, "You can talk about that because you're super passionate about." Y'all,
I
I have
did.
a laundry list of haters. Everyone from people who didn't believe that I was successful, to questioned why I was successful, to questioned why I was happy or positive. There will always be people who don't understand what you're doing, why you're doing it, who you're doing it for. And really, that's none of your business. My favorite thing to tell people is your opinion of me is none of my business.
Yes,
I don't
ma'am.
need to know what you think of me because it's not going to help me grow. And so the reality is nobody that is doing better than you. I try to surround myself with women like Brandy at all times, women who are your biggest cheerleaders, keep you accountable, women who are there to mentor me and really help give me the best advice, whether it's advice I like or advice that's going to kick me in the butt a little bit. But anyone that's doing better than you is not going to sit there and hate on your idea because they've made mistakes 10 times over. So anyone that's successful in your field of what you're trying to do has made the same mistakes that you're about to make, and they will not hate on you for those mistakes. Anybody that's successful will tell you, I had to make 20 mistakes to get to the one idea that worked. And anyone that's hating on you, it's because they're too scared to try. They tried and failed and didn't get back up to try again, or they're just like sitting on their computer staring at you, judging you for something that you're willing to do that they're not, like in all reality. And so
Yeah.
if there are people, even if, and it, this is the hardest when it's people that you love and that love you the most. And so I have to tell you, do not take it personally when the people that you love do not understand the life changes that you're making for the better, because a lot of times they won't. And those are going to be the people that hold you down the most, honestly, because you don't really care about a stranger, right?
Right. And also those people, I think it's their own demons too, right? It's their own
100%.
insecurities, 100%. So think about that. You don't have to, be upset with your family and friends. It's just it's their own demons. And that could be in any aspect of life,
Yeah.
right? So if you're starting a new online business and people are mocking you, saying you're not going to be successful, what is X, Y, and Z, but you're super passionate about it,
Go for it.
don't listen to them.
Yeah.
Go
Who
for
cares?
it. Faith over fear. If
Yeah.
you're passionate about something, you're probably going to be successful doing it, but you're always going to have haters. Just like Cecily said, like, here's the deal. Cecily and I are always so positive. I even got this. I was in a mentorship, one-on-one, and I will always tell this story. It's so funny, with one of my trainers. And she was like, oh my gosh, you really are this nice. I just thought it was fake.
I know.
She said that. She's like, oh my gosh, you really
Yeah.
are this nice. And I'm like, so she didn't like me because she thought it was fake? No. Like,
Yeah.
I don't lie, I don't cheat, I don't steal. I know my
Genuinely
intentions.
want
I
you to
know
win. Yeah.
right. But people are going to judge me, and people are not going to like that because it's their own inner demons.
Yeah.
It is their own issues, right? They don't want to see you excel. And another thing, I want you guys to be really mindful when you're on social media and you see people put other people down, other circumstances down, other businesses down. Be mindful of those people because they're probably not successful and they're lying. They're lying about these other people, right? Like we said before, unfollow them, unfriend them. Don't listen to them. Misery loves company, my friends. Surround yourself with like-minded people who want to see you become successful and help you get there.
Oh, yeah. We have a saying at our house, and it's pray and release. And whenever the kids come home and someone is either not their biggest advocate or they don't understand something somebody says, we always say, well, you know what we're going to do? We're going to pray and release. We're going to pray that whatever it is that that person sees in you, that they can let go of that. And we're just going to release whatever it is that they think of you, because we know it's not the truth. Like, so we got to move on.
So good. All right, y'all, let's talk about the next thing is stick to it no matter what.
Oh,
Here's
this is
the
a good
deal.
one.
Most people aren't successful because they give up. Okay. They make excuses. They have a victim mentality and mindset, right? So if you're saying, you're going to, get up early and go to the gym, we just say that a lot. We're fitness instructors, right? Do it. I love Mel Robbins' book, 5-second rule. It
Mm-hmm.
had changed my life. All right. So give yourself a little bit of grace. The alarm goes off. You tell yourself 5, 2, 3, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and get up and do it
Yep.
anyway. Yeah, that was hard for me to count down from 5. But
I
then
was gonna let you get there.
I know Cecily just looked at me like, did she just do that?
It's fine.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and do it no matter what. That is how you're going to be successful. On the days that you're sick, on the days that you're tired, on the days that you don't want to, but you do it anyway, because most people give up. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So show up and do it anyway. I will say this too. I just started a new fitness program. And again, I've been a trainer for a long time. When it's like a time thing, it is when you hear these motivational like videos and speeches and they're like, one more rep. It's no kidding. Like people will give up. There's 30 seconds. We're doing exercises. All you have to do is exercises for 30 seconds. They look at the timer. There's 5 seconds left and they stop. Why?
Yeah.
Tell yourself you can and do it and just do it. And you know what? Once you get to that 30 seconds, do one more rep because that is what's going to help you achieve your goals. And that is what's going to set you apart from others.
Yeah. You have to do the hard things. And the thing is, like, it seems so simple, but like, just do the thing. What is it that you've been wanting to do this whole time? Like, if you have a goal that you've been trying to reach, we're talking about 10 ways to crush your goals. What is the one goal that you've been trying to reach for years and have never done it? It's because you just haven't done it. You have to just do the thing. Like, it seems like such a simple thing, but it's so hard for us. We will talk ourselves out of it 9 times out of 10. Just do the thing. And that really leads into don't self-sabotage. Number 6, don't self-sabotage. So often we are our own biggest critics. So here's what I want you to do is when you are thinking about whatever it is that your goal is in front of you, whether it's starting a new business, whether it's reaching a milestone in a business, maybe you're trying to open an online businesses are really successful and taking off right now. So maybe you're trying to open a new online business and you're like, there's a million different people in this business. How am I going to be successful? I'll never be able to do it. If your best friend or your child or your spouse or your partner or your significant other or whoever is the most important person in your life came to you and said, I'm really passionate about this. I'm going to work hard. I want to start this thing. What advice would you give them? Would you talk to them the way that you're talking to yourself right now? Because I promise you, you wouldn't. So that's what I want you to think about. Every time you think about the way that you speak to yourself about your goals, think, if I was speaking to a friend of mine and giving my friend advice, is this the advice I would give them? Because it's not. We talk to ourselves so badly. We hype our friends up. We're going to tell our friends, you should totally do that. You'd be so good at that. 100%. I'll come follow you. I will come, spend money at your business. I will support you. But when it comes to us, we're like, I don't think anybody's going to want to watch me. I don't think anybody's going to want to buy anything from me. I don't think I can sell this. I don't think I can do this. Like, there's literally nobody else that thinks that but you. People do not walk around all day long thinking about how you're going to fail at something. I hate to break it to you. I know we all think that like we're the center stage in our own story,
Right.
but like your friends are not walking around going, man, I bet Brandi's going to start some business that's going to really suck. Like they don't think that. Like they really
100.
don't. They don't. So you have to stop sabotaging your own plans before you even start.
Yeah, we are our own worst critic. We are so hard on ourselves. There was the Mindset Mentor, great podcast. I was listening to Rob and he was basically saying like there was a study that was done and all these women, they wrote down like he's like, take X amount of time and write down all the things you love about yourself. And they did it in like 2 seconds. Turn around the paper and write down all of the things that you don't like about yourself and X, Y, and Z. And they went on and on and on. And then he said, take that paper and go look at a little girl. Would you talk to a little girl that way?
Yeah.
Would you say you can't? Would you say you're fat? Would you say you're not going to be able to achieve X, Y, and Z? No, you wouldn't. So why do you say that to yourself? Because you truly are capable of achieving greatness. You're capable of achieving anything that you put your mind to as long as you stick with it.
Yeah.
All right, let's rock and roll. We are just getting right down to it.
Number
Okay,
7.
This one's really easy. Number 7. Communicate goals and plans to your spouse. Like have proper expectations, right? So like right now I'm hanging out with my girlfriend, Cesley. We're doing an episode on podcast. My husband is taking care of our kiddos. I said, listen, I am going to be doing this for X, Y, and Z. I didn't just like throw it on the calendar. He knows. He's cool with that, right? Set those expectations for friends and family. Like if you are planning on, meeting your family on a Sunday and something comes up, communicate with them. Like this is X, Y, and Z. This is what I'm doing. So people cannot get mad at you or hold you down or say, no, we're not going to do X, Y, and Z if you're telling them, right? Like, hey, I'm doing the 75 hard, which by the way, I've never completed that. But if you're telling your friends, your family, your spouse, like, this is what I'm doing, this is why I'm doing it, you're setting that expectation, you're telling them in advance, it's going to help you achieve those goals, and hopefully they support you. And if they don't matter. You got to keep going because
Do it
you know
anyway.
your purpose,
Yeah.
you know your why, show up and do it anyway, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is, too, is when you set proper expectations for other people, it also holds you accountable. So that leads to number 8, and that's accountability and support. So we preach it all day long because it is what we do all day, every day for people, is keep them accountable in different aspects. For me as a pastor, I help keep people accountable in the type of person they want to be, in the type of faith they want to have. Are their actions lining up with who they say they want to be? Are we doing the things every day that we need to do? And the same goes for the world of fitness or anything else that you're involved in. If you don't have people that you have told your goals to, set expectations with, then it just lives inside your head. And we've already established that we self-sabotage, right? Like we already talked about that. We don't want to self-sabotage, but we do. So you have to have a group that's going to keep you accountable and keep you supportive. And we've already said we have a group that we'll share out through our website that you'll be able to join in if you need like fitness accountability, movement accountability. We're happy to be those accountability people for you. We love doing it. We love supporting other people. At the end of the day, you can find it anywhere. Weight loss support groups, walking support groups, they're there. You just have to choose to let other people in to your journey. Win or lose, fail or make mistakes, you have to let people in on your journey.
I love that. And I think it's really important to know, especially when we go back to self-sabotage, and a lot of, women that have gone through trauma, they feel like they don't deserve certain things, right? Which is why they self-sabotage. You are worthy. You do deserve it. You are capable. And that's what we want to help you realize here. You are beautiful. You are here for a reason. God put you here for a reason, right? So just know you are worthy and you are capable. But as moms, moms, work, business owners, spouses, like we have a lot on our plate. So it's easy to quote unquote get overwhelmed, right? Because, you got a lot going on. So I just want to share one tip that I use in multiple businesses, multiple kids, lots of things going on. I like every single morning as I make a to-do list. Well, let's rewind. Every single week I make a to-do list. That's personal, that's business, and that's family. So I have 3 to-do lists: personal, business, family. And at the beginning of the week, I write down all of the things that need to be done, right? I highlight the most important. So then Monday I will wake up, there's a few highlighted, I make a to-do list for Monday. So maybe I'm only getting 2 things off my family to-do list of 15. Maybe I'm only getting 1 thing off my family to-do or my business to-do list, and maybe 1 off my personal, right? So this makes me feel so less overwhelmed because there's no way we're always going to have a to-do list. It's always going to be added to. We will probably have 50 to 100 things, right? But this way you can visualize everything that needs to be done. You can highlight the things that are most important. You can put them on a new list. You can achieve them that day. And then you feel like you accomplished something. Whereas if you don't get every single thing done on your to-do list, you're feeling stressed, like you're not worthy, like you're not capable, and you just kind of want to give up. So that's a tool that I've used that's been successful. And I think it actually goes into our last way, our number 10, which is the rule of 2s that Cesley is going to cover.
Number 10. Okay, so this was originally, and you can look up this theory. This is the theory of spoons. I'm never very good at explaining it, so I just turned it into the rule of 2s for myself as a homeschooler, as a mom, as a pastor, as a business owner, as a mentor. Like we got a lot of things going on that we're juggling at all times, all things that I love and nothing I want to sacrifice on. So I want to achieve all my goals this year, but I know that I'm going to get overwhelmed and want to quit them all if I don't follow my own rule of 2s. So the rule of 2s is just this: you can only have so much social interaction with others. For me, I'm like a 1 appointment a day person. So like if I have an appointment in the afternoon, that's pretty much my whole day. I cannot schedule something in the morning. That's my whole day. That's it. So social things, family things, meetings, work, personal. You have all these kind of different dividends that you're spending your time, right? You can only do 2 things in each of these categories well a day. And if you're doing 2 things in your social category, your family category, your meetings category, your work and your personal, that means you can't take on anymore. All right. So it's up to 2 things. So, like, for example, if I'm going out for drinks with my girlfriends, okay, I maybe have time to like have coffee with my husband first thing in the morning. Those are 2 social engagements. I'm giving myself to other people. That means I can't go have lunch with a friend. I'm fitting in too many things, right? You have to be able to take a look at your entire day in a very widespread glance and say, okay, if I have more than 2 social engagements, that means I have to take away something else. You can't just add without subtracting. So make sure that you're always following kind of this, if I add, I subtract rule to your goals and to your day. If you're starting to get overwhelmed, it's because you've added something without subtracting something. So say I have a lot of meetings in a day, that means I have to take away some cups from my personal basket, right? Or some things from my social basket. And that's just how that day operates. If I've got a lot of family stuff going on that day, that means I'm taking away from my work and from my social. I'm not just adding on without subtracting. You have to be realistic about what your day looks like.
Oh, I love that. That was so good.
So there's your 10. We
Love
gave it to you.
Yeah.
10
So
ways.
let's recap real quick. Okay. 10 ways to crush your goals, right? Do you know what your goals are? Did you write them down? Do you have a plan to achieve those goals? Is everything on your calendar? Let's like not listen to that, because no matter what you do, you're going to have haters. Okay.
The worst.
Stick to it no matter what. Show up. Don't self-sabotage, girlfriend, because you are worthy. Communicate your goals and your plans to spouses and friends. Have an accountability and support group. Do not feel overwhelmed. Create a to-do list. The rule of 2s or the spoon rule, right?
Yeah.
So we want to leave you
up.
guys. Look it up. And we're going to leave y'all, and I'm going to let Cecily say this quote. We're going to leave you with another Dolly Parton quote today.
Y'all, in the words of the bravest woman we know, Miss Dolly Parton, she is the queen of crushing her goals and not listening to the haters. We're going to leave you with this quote: you'll never do a whole lot unless you're brave enough to try. So we love you guys. We'll see you later on our next episode.